On this Thursday evening from College Station and Olsen Field at Bluebell Park, we start the series between the Vanderbilt Commodores and the homestanding Texas A&M Aggies. So glad you've joined us on the SEC Network. I'm Will Johnson with the 2016 SEC Player of the Year, Boomer White. And Boomer, both teams are coming off sweeps. A&M swept Mizzou last weekend. Vandy, they swept their rival Tennessee and did it in quite the way.
Yeah, light work for the Aggies on their sweep. Vanderbilt, not so much, but three walk-offs all three games. Never seen anything like it. So they're high, they're playing well, they're excited. Both teams, though, off sweeps, so I expect a good series.
Well, let's show you how Vandy finished off all three of those games against their in-state rival Tennessee. Friday, 10th inning, walk-off base hit. Logan Johnstone, 3-2 Commodores win. Saturday, 16th inning, squeeze bunt by Mac Whitcomb, 6-5, Vandy walks it off. And then in a 16-15 Vandy win, grand slam in the bottom of the ninth by Tommy Gooden. That's the third and final walk-off of the weekend for the Commodores. For Texas A&M, they've got Gavin Grahovac swinging a hot bat. Boomer, he's the reigning SEC Player of the Week.
The leader of this offense. He got it going this past weekend in Columbia. 7 RBI on Sunday, 4 bombs over the weekend. He's got it going. So does the Aggie offense, but he's their leader.
A&M all season long, when they are starting a series, they call upon the left-hander from Montgomery, Texas, Shane Sadeo.
Sadeo's the guy. He's been the guy all year. Friday night, towing the rubber, and he's going to pound strikes. Look at that, only 6 walks on the year. Command is elite. He's going to make you beat him. He's going to make you swing it, but he will miss over the plate, and that's where he's got to clean things up if he's going to take care of this Vanderbilt offense.
Here comes the Vandy lineup, and leading it off will be Mike Mancini. Colin Barcy is back in the lineup as the DH. He was banged up, had some injury problems, but recently Barcy has returned to the Commodore lineup. He will hit second after Mancini. And Vandy's been able to leave the yard this season. We're ready to go from the corner of Bush and Olsen, as they say around here. And Shane Sadeo gets a swing and a miss against Mike Mancini to get it started. Vanderbilt, everybody in their lineup tonight has at least 3 home runs. Mancini himself, 7 have left the yard. And Shane Sadeo with a breaking ball there gets Mancini 3 pitches and a strikeout right away for the Aggie lefty.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good night. Sadeo goes heater, breaker, and gets Mancini swinging all 3 times. I think that's more swing and misses than Chris Akopian has this year. But beware, we've mentioned it in the past, we got this shadows working right now at this time here at Olsen. As you can see, Sadeo's in the sun, releasing that ball halfway home, crosses in the shade. Tougher to pick up spin typically, but don't tell that to Colin Barcy.
And he got it out of the yard. Barcy back in the lineup. Caden Sorrell went all the way to the wall, and he just did get it out of here. Home run for Barcy. First home run since he hit 3 homers on opening day. But again, injury, he's been out of the lineup. Welcome back, Barcy, and it's a 1-0 Commodore lead.
He goes after first pitch off speed here. Sadeo leaves it a little down, but over the plate, middle of the plate. And Barcy hit that 103 off the bat, and Sorrell just didn't know where the wall was because he didn't make a good timed jump. I don't know how much that got over. There may have been a play there if he knew where he was a little bit more. But how about that for a feast or famine start for Sadeo? 1, 2, 3. To Mancini, and then first pitch bomb to Barcy, so don't get too cocky out there. Put you back in your place. The Commodores do that, and they strike first.
Vandy, all of last year, hit 66 home runs.
Yeah, how many they got?
Barcy just hit their 64th. They're going to blow by last year's total. Much more on the power end in Nashville this season. Sadeo comes back. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Gets the strikeout of Brody Johnston.
So right now, if you make contact, it is over the fence if you're a Commodore. But if you don't, you're doomed for a strikeout. Small sample size, but I just mentioned it. Feast or famine start for Sadeo. Made quick work of Mancini and Johnson. Tommy Gooden out of the plate with 2 outs. Another swing and miss.
As we showed you, Tommy Gooden, the walk-off grand slam on Sunday against Tennessee to complete the sweep of the Vols. South wind blowing out of here tonight. Both teams have power. You could see some balls leave the yard. We've already got 1.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2 deep right center field, and that is gone. And Tommy Gooden hits his 8th home run of the year. 2-0, Vandy. Strikeout, home run, strikeout, home run. In that order, top of the first.
Man, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but feast or famine, I'll say it again. I mean, that's the name of this top of the first inning here, and that's a hanger if I've seen one, and Sadeo knows it too. That one, 107 off the bat, a little more better well hit, but yeah, Sadeo's lights out or he's missing over the plate. And both home runs coming on off speed, so right now Vanderbilt picking up that slider.
Now 1 on the ground off the bat of Braden Holcomb. That gets through the shift. A&M had him shifted through the left side, but he bounced it right through for a knock.
Call that a CNI single. Just finds a way to get through, even though the odds are stacked against it. Aggies having 3 on that side, and from our view, you could see that it was going to go right between them if something strange didn't happen and no one got a glove on it. So Commodore's trying to mount a little 2-out rally here after putting a crooked number on the board so far.
Logan Johnstone in a left-on-left matchup. First pitch. 1-0. Sadeo deals with Braden Holcomb running at first base. Sadeo bumps in the road once he got to SEC play. In his outings at Oklahoma, against Georgia, and at Missouri, there's been some hits and runs against him. And Vandy, a couple of bombs already in the top of the first. Sadeo's last outing at Missouri last weekend, 4 2/3, 9 hits, 7 runs.
You're going to get to see two great starting arms, Sadeo being one of them and Connor Fennell, the Vanderbilt Commodores, being the other, but you're going to see 2 different styles. And I'm referencing Sadeo right now because he's missed over the plate, which has been some damage that's been done to him when he's done that, but Fennell's the opposite. He's really, really picky on where he locates, and he's not going to give the offense that many opportunities to get that swing off and to miss over the plate. So don't always have to throw the hardest, and even if you do, you still got to locate, as we're seeing here from Sadeo. When he does, he's dynamite. When he doesn't, gets punished. Goes with
yeah, got a full count now.
3-1 slider though right there, so it tells you something. In a spot where you walk him and you put a runner in scoring position, you go with the off speed. You learn about a pitcher's tells and what they want to do when they throw off speed in that kind of situation. Runner will be moving.
Check swing, excuse me, a swing by Logan Johnstone, and just ran it up off his bat, fouled away. So Holcomb was going. He'll have to break again with another full count pitch. That's chopped right at Gavin Grahovac. Easy play, but Boomer, the Commodores flying the sail early, sailing a couple out of here.
Yeah, they sure are. Two big swings. Mancini, Johnson. Commodores strike first.
Vandy up early. Two solo bombs in the top of the first. And that means their starter, Connor Fennell, will be staked to the lead right away. Right-hander, the junior, second year pitching in Nashville for the Commodores.
Yeah, excited to watch Fennell. He's a different pitcher, as I alluded to last half, than Sadeo, but that release point's going to be maybe a little three-quarters, lanky, as you'd say, but high spin rate, meaning that ball will ride on that arm side and stay up a little bit, getting some softer contacts. He's only got 9 walks on the year, just like Sadeo only had 6. So he's going to top out around 90 or 91 with that fastball. So he's not going to blow you away as a power pitcher, but he'll locate, he'll miss barrels. And that's why he's throwing on a Friday night. So the Aggies are going to have to try and keep pace offensively with the Commodores, who are rolling early.
The Aggies haven't had much of a problem offensively here recently. And as you mentioned when we started the broadcast, the charge has been led by Gavin Grahovac at the top of the order. A&M enters this game on a 6-game win streak, and they're averaging 13 runs per contest during that streak. Grahovac gets shifted over to the left side by the Vandy infield. SEC Player of the Week, 2 home runs Saturday at Missouri, 5 RBIs. 2 home runs Sunday at Missouri, 7 RBIs. And then on Tuesday, in a win over Sam Houston here at Bluebell Park, Grahovac hit another home run. 3 straight games with a homer, 5 homers all told in the last 3 contests.
Well, for me, as I'm watching Grahovac, it's just he wasn't missing his pitch, and it seems to be stating the obvious. But when you're facing good arms, good pitchers really only give you 1, maybe an at-bat to really go after. And you foul it straight back or don't get a hold of it, you're not going to get another one, especially, obviously, if you put it in play. Grahovac, good pass there. But when hitters are going well, that they're looking for a certain pitch or they're looking in a certain spot, and when they get it, they're on time, they don't miss it. That's the only way you're really going to have a solid, lasting offensive approach. So Gavin, who was going yard, pull side, and the other way, was really just on time. And when you're guessing, when you're trying to hit it all instead of focusing on a certain area or a certain pitch, you won't be able to do that. And so when Gavin's swinging and missing, fouling balls back, whatever, then you know he's maybe not on time or having the right approach. And clearly in Missouri, every ball that seemed to be over the plate was getting blasted. Even the home runs were felt like off the top of the wall. So he's seeing it like a beach ball, as they say.
And he's tough with 2 strikes here.
Yeah, not your typical leadoff hitter. Grahovac, he really isn't a work the count guy. He's not a speedster. He will use the whole field. He can do a ton of damage. He's built like a middle linebacker and looks kind of like a right-handed Bryce Harper to me. But not your typical leadoff guy. Stays alive there with a foul ball. But yeah, trying to work the count here. I mean, as a leadoff hitter to start the game, especially first inning, most important thing you can do is, see pitches, find a way on if you can, but show your offense, show the guy on deck some pitches and some tells from the pitcher. And there it is. Fennell wins that battle right there with an off-speed down and away. Looked like that may have been changeup. Get a look here. Yeah, changeup. Ooh, got some depth to it there.
After the strikeout, Caden Sorrell to the plate. Inside on the first offering, almost hit him. Sorrell played in 26 games last year, 12 homers. 26 starts this season for Sorrell, and he's even faster paced on the long ball, 14 homers. He's on an 11-game hit streak entering this one, and he's reached base in 22 games in a row. But I thought that was pretty good of Sorrell. He was banged up last year, had a couple of different injuries, could only play in 26 games. Well, he hit homers in 12 of them. Now he started in 26 games this year, and he's bettered that pace with the 14 home runs. Hit it into the shift, and he's thrown out. It was the second baseman, Mike Mancini, playing right over there with three infielders to the right side of second base. Mancini throws out Sorrell.
A lot of off-speed early on from Fennell here. Tone the rubber quick, wants to go, wants to keep a pace up there, establish the pace with the hitter. There's your heater on the outer corner, but nothing over the plate so far. Seems like we're going to probably see a really steady mix of off-speed and fastball. 3 different pitches so far this at bat and 3 pitches. That one almost like a, not an ephus, but 70-mile-an-hour curveball is pretty slow. So I'm just rolling as I'm seeing these things. You got 3 off-speed pitches out of 4 he's thrown. Pitching off that off-speed and then going to try and sneak that fastball and make it feel a little quicker after you've already seen the off-speed. Hakopian certainly one of the tougher guys to strike out in the country. Be curious to know what his swing and miss count is as of today.
It goes full here with 2 outs, and Hakopian, one of the biggest gets in the transfer portal after he left Maryland. You wondered, could he keep on hitting in the SEC? Well, he does have a .351 average in conference games coming into tonight, and he draws a 2-out walk.
Yeah, Fennell goes with the 3-2 off-speed there. I mean, you're going to see a true pitcher on the mound in Connor Fennell, and he's really going to throw any pitch at any time and really in any location. Not going to be scared to go up, down, in, or out, as a true pitcher should. But there's not going to be a lot of themes or a lot of patterns to pick up on with Fennell on the mound here. And hitters, that's what you look for. Does he like to get ahead with the fastball? Or when he gets down in the count, does he lean on the off-speed instead of trying to throw a fastball over the plate? But so far, anything at any time is most likely going to be the pattern here with Connor Fennell. which what that means for hitters is you have to have a plan and stick with it. You have to pick a pitch or a location, and you have to commit to that. And if he throws it, you can't miss it. But you can't just say, oh, he'll throw anything at any time. I got to be ready for anything. That's how you're going to get smoked and sawed off.
Jake Dewar fouled that away. He's down in the count 1-2.
But that approach right there, Jake Dewar's for all you middle school, high school players out there, this is a guy to watch on how to battle with 2 strikes. Hitting 101 on how to see a fastball as deep as you can. And that will set you up to handle the other pitches as well. It is very common for him to see a fastball for so long that he can hit it in his own dugout, which gives him a chance to not leak out front or get on your front foot chasing.
Lets that travel, fouls it down the line and left. Not foul by much.
Here you go. Take a guess.
Holcomb was giving it a look.
How hard was that ball hit?
You're not letting me get a look at it.
No.
Straight up guess?
Yeah.
101.
85. 85. I hit it from him. It's on a screen in front of us. So
yeah, you wouldn't let me look at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him look.
I wanted the cheat sheet. You
that landed what, 5 feet in front of the wall? Maybe 10? So 85 mile an hour jam shot with that wind to left field. Almost got to the wall. So just keep that in mind when a ball's elevated that way.
Now chopped foul at a leaping Tommy Gooden at first base. Stick with a 1-2 count on Jake Dewar. Dewar's hit well all season long, especially in the last 3 games. 6 for 13 in the last 3 with 8 runs driven in. Runner was going to go, but slipped and fell. And a swing and a miss by Jake Dewar at the plate makes all that null and void. 2-0 Commodores. Commodores, they're swinging it in Nashville or wherever they've been. They've already got 2 home runs here in College Station tonight. They're up to 65 home runs on the season. There's a power surge through the Vandy program. They've ridden it to a good start here in College Station. 2-0 Commodores as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Vandy in this frame. It starts with Rustin Rigdon, the center fielder. Vanderbilt, they've got a new hitting coach in town this year. It's a former player for the Commodores. And Jason Esposito, who played for Vandy from 2009 to 2011. It's paid dividends in the power game. Two-two count now to Rigdon. Now you go full to the leadoff hitter in the top of the 2nd. It's toward the bottom of the order where Vandy can really run. Rigdon is one of them, so you'd like to keep him off base if you're the Aggies. Loops that into center field, and coming in to make the grab, Caden Sorrell.
Pretty well struck there, but good first out from Sadeo, who made quick work the first batter last inning, but another ball hit fairly hard, so we mentioned it a lot, going to keep mentioning it. He's got to be on the corners and he's got to be down. Vanderbilt's going to make him pay if he leaves pitches up or misses over the plate, especially with 2 strikes. The stuff is good.
Riker Waite to center field. Caden Sorrell backing up onto the track to make that catch.
And unfortunately, as a pitcher, when you miss the barrel, usually you're rewarded, and that's your goal. But here, if you miss the barrel in the wrong area of the park at the wrong launch angle, that may not matter. And so we already saw a ball hit 85 miles an hour off the bat, get almost to the wall last inning. So it's more than just missing the barrel and not let the other team, square something up. You got to keep the ball down today. We've seen a ball go over in right center and left center. So it's not just one-sided. This wind is blowing out this evening.
Sadeo immediately has Corbin Reynolds down in the count 0-2. Got him on 3 pitches. They'll have to throw him out to complete it, and Bear Harrison does. 3 strikeouts now for Sadeo, and after allowing the 2 homers in the first, he goes 1-2-3 through the Commodores in the second. A&M and Vandy, a look at the series history. Vanderbilt hadn't had a whole lot of success here in College Station. Last time Vandy came to Bluebell Park, 2024, they were swept by the Aggies, but they returned the favor on A&M last year. When the Aggies went to Nashville a season ago, Vandy swept A&M. So we go to the bottom of the second. Commodores up 2-0. The talented true freshman Nico Partita coming to the plate for A&M. Partita coming off a big night during the midweek. Went 4 for 4 Tuesday against Sam Houston. 3 runs driven in. Chopped back up the middle. Can Mancini make the play? And with help from a pick out of the dirt by Tommy Gooden, flashes some leather.
Tremendous play there by Mancini. What really stood out to me was he knows his runner. Partita doesn't move particularly well. Watch him doesn't really set his feet, but takes that extra second, get a little extra on it. Sometimes you'll see guys really keep moving the other way and have to rely on that arm strength, but he just took an extra moment, made sure he got a throw on line because he had Partita beat. Blake Bender up to the plate now. Talk about a guy who's had quite the career here at A&M, just up and down and big moments. Then he'll go through moments where you don't hear much of him, and right now, that average, he's hitting about 432, 5 bombs, wasn't in the opening day lineup, didn't play much in the first few weeks. But I feel like every fall when you hear about Aggie baseball, Blake Benderup really gets after it. Local guy, ton of pop.
And he's worked his way back into the lineup in the last 3 games. Has started the last 3 contests and gone 5 for 9 with 5 walks in those, and that will keep you written into the lineup card if you keep doing that. But first time to the plate on this Thursday night, swing and a miss on a high pitch will strike him out. 3 Ks early in this one for Connor Fennell.
Yeah, Fennell's just cruising. That's a tough one right there. That's the low arm slot with what we call a lot of ride on a fastball. Extra rotation on it, which is going to keep it a little higher for longer. Gets after Bender up there, and Jorian Wilson, who both of these guys, Benderup and Wilson, we haven't seen a ton of. Guys that'll strike fear in any pitcher with their power. But yeah, Wilson, bright future ahead. Him just a freshman. Benderup, on the other hand, senior.
Well, Wilson's just 17 years old as a freshman. He has worked his way into the lineup. He's hit safely in the last 6 games. And you talk about the power. He's hit home runs in 3 of the last 4 games. He's gone high in the air to right field here. That may bring some rain on this otherwise sunny day, and it falls over section 12, the bleachers in right. Make it 4 homers in the last 5 games for the freshman, Jorian Wilson.
Right on cue, Jorian Wilson, the freshman who's been hot as a firecracker and recently inserted into this lineup, absolutely lands on a moonshot. 111 off the bat to the clouds. There are no clouds out today, but if there were, that would have hit him. And a little bit of that south wind pushing that ball gets it out. But make no mistake, that ball was hammered. And we get some bubbles here for the first time. Aggies cut it, that 2-run lead to now a 1-run lead, and the offense is officially on the board. Got ourselves a game here in bottom of 2 here at Bluebell Park. It's Bear Harrison check swing foul there.
Well, if you follow the Aggies this year, you know full well about Bear Harrison. The average hasn't necessarily been all that high, but the on-base percentage is terrific because he often is issued a free pass, either hit by pitch or via the walk. 14 times he's been a hit batter this year, 23 times he's walked. First train of this Thursday evening signals its arrival with a horn in the distance. 2-2 pitch. That's low, and you get a full count now to Harrison.
Well, what's tough pitching to Bear Harrison is when you get him down with 2 strikes, which he's a swing and miss guy, it's hard to come inside to him with any sort of pitch because he really crowds that plate, and you don't want to get ahead 2 strikes and then hit him and immediately put him on first. So that's not an area pitchers are comfortable going. And it doesn't matter right there because Connor Fennell waves him with some off-speed away, and Harrison goes down swinging. But the Aggies cut into that 2-run lead. Commodores still up 1.
Because my dad was the pitch caller, and it was a fake shake. Now, my facial expressions are definitely something that I should be getting beat up on.
Ripped to center field, and if it's high enough, it's gone, and it's long gone.
It definitely helped me, grow up and humble a little bit, especially at 11 years old. But there was growth from it, and it put me where I am today.
Mike Mancini, a viral moment in the Little League World Series as a part of his past, but like he said, learning moment, the fake shake. And all of his teachings have led him to James Madison first in his college career and now to Vanderbilt. Mancini stepped into this game with a .326 average on the year, struck out swinging to start his day against Shane Sadeo. Here's the 2-0. Sadeo gets back in the count against him, 2-1.
Hey-oh.
Now he goes deep to right center field, and that will leave the yard. Mike Mancini, 8th home run of the year. It's all solo homers thus far on this Thursday. 3 of them by Vandy, 1 by the Aggies. So that's your score, 3-1 Commodores.
Yeah, it's a great point. That's the only way we've seen runs so far is bombs, which sure makes for an entertaining game, but if you're an Aggie fan and it's quiet here at Olsen Field, you don't want to see that. And Sadeo just, you see the frustration as soon as the swing is off because he knows not only was it hit well, but I think the real frustration comes that I miss my spot and I know I can't throw it there. And when I do and it gets punished, I know right away. I don't think you see the frustration on the pitcher's body language as much if a ball's hit out of the yard that's well located. It's more often just maybe a hat tip and a maybe disbelief. Olay from Partita there at third.
That'll get through into left field. Barcy will run.
Yeah, that's a frustrating one for Sadeo because that'll probably be a hit. And you want to get a quick out after allowing that bomb. Instead, you got 1 on, no out. Get a look here, Partita. I don't know if that's necessary in Olay. However, when you put your body to the side to try and field it with the glove and you run the risk of a bad hop getting over or under you, that's not ideal.
Brody Johnston now. Yeah, so was called a hit for Barcy, that ball that went right by Partita. Partita may have been in position, but that was also hit 115 off the bat from Barcy.
Wow.
So that makes it a little tougher.
Sure does.
You've seen a few of those in your day.
Yeah.
Coming at you at third base.
I tell this, I like to say this a lot whenever dialogue comes out about playing the position at third base, is there's something that happens when you're that close to a hitter and they turn on a ball and you realize the ball is coming to you. Your adrenaline kicks up and spikes so fast. Got a foul ball there. Your adrenaline heightens like at a crazy level that it almost slows the ball down for you, like slower than it's actually coming. Because you just, when you see a ball, get turned on, it's a weird feeling. So plays that look like they're impossible to make, it's almost like life slows down for a second when you're over there at the hot corner, as they call it, which allows some of those guys to make incredible plays.
Well, a lot of players now, they wear those catapult vests inside the uniform with a tracker in
For the
it.
heart rate.
Yeah, and I'd like to see what they say.
Yeah.
For a third baseman on a ball laced 115 at him.
Yeah.
You didn't have the vest, did you?
No, did not. I've seen what they look like on, though, and I may not have worn it even if I had it.
You don't like the fashion statement
no.
that they make?
No. A little too much sports bra-esque. But I will say, I remember being on the grass. I think our coach said, hey, come on in. He's probably going to bunt. And, man, he took a fastball deep and just roped it to me. I somehow got a glove on it, but you remember staring a four-seam right in the eyes. Yeah, just praying you can get your glove up in time, and usually you can.
A lot of people wouldn't want any part of that.
Yeah.
Full count to Brody Johnston. That's a walk, so after the solo home run, there's two Commodores aboard with nobody out.
Sadeo and the Aggie faithful thought this would have caught the up and away corner right there. Harrison doing a good job of trying to pull that one in. But Sadeo, that's his 7th walk of the year. That's not commonplace at all.
Jason Kelly, the Aggie pitching coach, will come out of the dugout, wants a word with Sadeo. Now, you mentioned the Aggies. They may have wanted that last pitch, that 3-2 pitch to Johnston. I don't know if it would have been used there, but Major League Baseball, they have started their season.
There we go.
You got the ABS, automated ball strike system, in play. You can challenge balls and strikes if you're a pitcher, catcher, or hitter. That's the Major League level. We've been asking around prior to this series on if maybe it gets used in the college game at one point. Tommy Gooden's going to come to the plate. And back in the first, he delivered one of the solo homers for Vandy. Put him up 2-0. It's now 3-1 Vanderbilt, and with Gooden coming back to the plate, there's two Commodores aboard and nobody out, so a tough situation for Shane Sadeo. Gooden, he's going to try to deliver again. Left on left here, away. And in the dirt, blocked by Bear Harrison, 1-0. Hit that well, but a backhand by Gavin Grahovac, and he threw it into left field. Usually clean A&M team with a big mistake there. Nobody out still, and that will bring a run all the way home in Colin Barcy. Grahovac has moved over to first base this season and has been terrific over there. and just made his first error of the season.
Did the hard part right there in that backhand. And that's 100% a result of him throwing it and trying to pre-spin around to his right to get back to first base, not following through his throw, staying through his target. That'll just cause the ball to sail away. So essentially what he did there is he just threw it, and as he's releasing it, he's pulling his body back and away so he can run back to the bag. That'll cause that ball just to sail arm side just a little bit, and that's all it took. But that's the hardest play in, well, one of the hardest plays in baseball to make is the old 3-6-3 double play. And he was trying to do it there, and unfortunately for the Aggies, that one got away and may end up being a big one here if Sadeo can't go get Holcomb right here. One thing you can take to the bank when Shane Sadeo is starting a game is there's going to be action. He works fast. He throws the ball over the plate. He gets strikeouts. He does deep into counts. Not a high pitch count. But he'll miss over the pit around too. I think that may be why hitters like hitting off him so much. They know that something's going to be there. And that would have been a big one. Even when Sadeo leaves one over and gets in trouble and keeps allowing hits, like he comes right back over the plate. He's not scared. He's not trying to pick too much, and sometimes that's to his detriment. Some pitchers get rattled around, and they're like, "Man, I'm worried about leaving this one over the plate." And you start walking guys. Shane Sadeo does not have that problem.
Went up to get Holcomb, swing and a miss, struck him out.
Yeah, that's big right there. That's big because you got to force on with a runner at first, so a ground ball could get you out of this. And, you know, looking back, we talked about it. There was that ball that was hit. Who hit it? Was it, it wasn't Johnson. It was Colin hits that ball that goes to Partita. Goes under his glove. Then you get the walk. So you could argue that that's 2 free passes. And then you have an error right there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a ball? Little infraction there, or no? Home plate umpire just signaled
Didn't
something.
look like he called a violation. Count still 0-0 to Logan Johnstone, and now 0-1. So it didn't look like a violation called on the pitch clock.
Yeah, Colin Barcy.
And now maybe there was. It's 0-2 now.
0-2.
So perhaps a violation on the hitter, Logan Johnstone.
Tell me I didn't see what I saw. I saw something strange. I don't know how the rule works by any means, but I did see whatever he was doing. So yeah, 1-2 here. But something to keep in mind when a hitter's or when a pitcher's in a tough spot, like looking back, Sadeo's done a lot right aside from that home run given up to Mancini.
Full count pitch coming to Johnstone. See what the Commodores do with Tommy Gooden running at first base. Shane Sadeo checks on him. Vanderbilt 2 in the first, 2 more here in the third, trying to add to their lead. Off the end of the bat. So we'll stick with a full count. Once more, reached out. Got enough of it.
Yeah, little fight going on here. Watch the two-strike approach from Logan Johnston to see that fastball deep. See if Sadeo wants to leave him something soft over the plate. He'll be on time too, but he's going to see the fastball as long as he can to stay alive. And then if you get the off-speed, it's a good swing.
And deep enough to drive in a run. Brody Johnston comes home on the fly ball by Logan Johnstone.
That's a great piece of hitting right there, knowing how to do a job. You almost think Sadeo will take it. But off speed over the middle and just find a barrel, that'll get him in. And one of the stronger arms on the team out there. And Wilson, but plenty deep.
Rustin Rigdon with a 2-0 count. Now 5-1 Vandy.
It's quiet. You can really hear dugout chatter going on.
4 batters in, Vandy was up 2-0. Another crooked number in the third. Bluebell Park not quite as electric as it usually is, but that's courtesy of the visiting Commodores.
Well, I think you also got to credit Vanderbilt from punching right back when the Aggies go answer with 1 run. Sadeo's second walk of the game.
And as you alluded to, he came into this contest with just 6 base on balls issued for the season. 2 walks this inning.
Yeah, but if you're thinking about momentum, I mean, Vanderbilt goes and gets 2, the Aggies strike back, get 1. It's a 1-run game. And then Vanderbilt immediately goes and gets at least 3, which they've done this inning. So any bit of momentum that we felt from that Jorian Wilson home run, cutting the Aggie deficit to just 1, is long gone at this point. Like you said, courtesy of the Vanderbilt Commodore offense. He's had a great inning so far.
Riker Wade is the 8th Vandy hitter to the plate in the top of the third. The Aggies have had to face here at home in conference play essentially the 2 best home run hitting teams in the league. Had the Georgia series a couple of weeks ago, and Vandy here, they're number 2. Sadeo will get a strikeout to end the inning, but Vandy, they get 3, the first of those 3 from Mike Mancini.
Mancini puts a great swing on it, lands on it, left center, and helps build that Commodore lead.
Southeastern Conference, they've made Omaha a second home. Vandy, 2019 national champs, then Mississippi State and Ole Miss. LSU in 2023, Tennessee and A&M hooked up in the CWS finals in 2024, and then LSU again last year, 2025, the Tigers win the finals against Coastal Carolina in Omaha. But Vanderbilt, it's been an incredible run under Tim Corbin, who became the head coach there in 2003. 19 straight NCAA tournament appearances, nation's longest active streak. 5 trips to the CWS and national titles under Corbin in 2014 and 2019 as well. Boston Kellner, Three very talented true freshmen in the lineup tonight for A&M. Kellner, one of them, along with Nico Partita and Jorian Wilson. And Kellner has reached base in every single game of his true freshman season in college. All 28 of them for A&M. He's gotten on.
That is absolutely remarkable. It really is.
He's ultra mature, well beyond what you'd think of a freshman. Long throw from his counterpart, the shortstop Riker Waite, and he got him. Mike Early, second season here at Texas A&M. He was the hitting coach for 3 years. In 2 of those 3 years that he was the hitting coach, the Aggies went to the CWS in 2022 and 2024. He's got the Aggies at 23-5 right now, sitting very well. And after 3 weekends in the SEC, A&M 5-4. Both these teams 5-4 in the SEC coming into this series. That's very high in the air off the bat of Gavin Grahovac. It'll be taken care of by Logan Johnstone. Tim Corbin, he's got over 1,000 wins in his college career. He's about to hit 1,000 at Vanderbilt alone. Comes into this weekend with 982 wins as the Vanderbilt head coach.
Wow. He'll get there this year.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure there's any more respected head coach in the country than Coach Corbin. I mean, he's certainly up there with the best of them. Outstanding reputation. Those Vanderbilt teams you think about, just always very complete discipline. He's a pleasure to talk to. Got to know him a little bit, played against him just for a year, but he does things the right way, and that's why Vanderbilt is always in the top teams in the country. We got something going on there. Once again, I'll try to interpret.
Yeah, he's had an offensive meeting. Caden Sorrell coming to the plate. He had a chat with his head coach, Mike Early, before he arrived at the dish. It's quickly 2 down this inning for the Aggies.
Yeah, you certainly can run into issues as a hitter. Oh, with catcher's interference, maybe?
That was on the backswing. I think he hit him, so.
Got it. Just a little reset button. When you have a pitcher that, I mean, just look at Fennell right there. He's on the mound, glove to his face, ready to go. When you have a pitcher who works with that kind of pace and wants to go that quick, if he's getting swings and misses and quick outs, you can run into like 6 and 7 pitch innings. Because at some point, you can't just take till you get 2 strikes every time. And so that's what it feels like right now, is that the Aggie offense is trying to just slow him down, work a count, but you can't work a count when a guy doesn't throw balls. He does right there. He's working as he's in a 3-1 count here with Sorrell.
Second time tonight he's pushed him back off the plate.
But
pitch.
You're very conscious, though, that you got Shane Sadeo in the dugout, who just gave up 3 runs and had a long inning. Oh, there it is.
Caden Sorrell stays on a maddening home run pace. Hits that out toward a southbound train. And the Aggies moving in the right direction. They get a little closer. Sorrell just hit his 15th homer of the year. He's got 47 RBIs on the season.
Yeah, Connor Fennell leaves one, a little off speed. Changeup, you see that grip? Just, yep. That's where Shane Sadeo's been leaving some, and I think Sorrell was a little tired of being quick pitched, maybe. He stood there for an extra half a count. So he's got his first one of the weekend. You got to think there'll be another one based off of how many he's got this year, but the bubbles are back, and Hakopian trying to extend this inning here, but quickly down 0-2 as Connor Fennell keeps working.
Hakopian did walk his first time up. Got a 1-2 count here. Fennell quickly back to work. 2-2 now. Told you Hakopian hitting .351 in SEC play. But against right-handed SEC pitchers, just .192. He's beaten up on the lefties at 8 for 11. But he goes against this right-hander in Fennell, and he's drawn the count full now.
See if you can get in that grip right there. See if you can look in that glove. Change up.
Trying to get it through the left side. Brody Johnston will throw him out. A&M gets one more on the Caden Sorrell homer, his 15th of the year, Boomer.
Yeah, number 15 is a no-doubter, and you can tell right there, Sorrell was on time, doing his part. Let the Aggies claw back.
The ball's leaving the yard tonight. Vanderbilt, 3 solo homers. A&M, 2 solo bombs. But for Vanderbilt, they hit 2 solo homers in the first inning, then put up another crooked number in the third. So they take a 5-2 lead into the middle innings. Will Johnson, Boomer White with you here on SEC Network Plus. You go with a Thursday through Saturday series, as a lot of them are in conference play this weekend, with Sunday being Easter. But Vanderbilt out in front on the road. Tough on the road team through 3 weekends in SEC play this year. It always is every year. Tough to go on the road and get a series. Coming into this weekend, the road team in conference play is 26-46. Strikeout of Corbin Reynolds for Shane Zadeo. That's his 6th K of the game in 3 1/3 innings.
Yeah, Zadeo's got the strikeouts down and the slider under the barrel slightly there, Reynolds. The swing and misses are there, but also the swing and connects are there as well. So it is continued to be feast or famine for Zadeo. But I would argue feast or famine just as much or almost with Connor Fennell on the other end, having the only real 2 balls that were hit hard be home runs. So he's working quick, and then a home run will show up. So it's a game of solo home runs so far.
Telling you how tough it is on the road in the SEC. A&M has reversed that trend just a little bit these last 2 weeks. A&M lost a home series to Georgia 2 weekends ago, but then the Aggies go on the road to Mizzou last weekend and sweep. Vanderbilt has held true to that trend. Swing and a miss by Mike Mancini, and Shane Zadeo really starting to dial up the strikeout now.
It's with the off speed. Every time, if he doesn't leave it up and hanging, he seems to be dotting it up, and Mancini, a pair of strikeouts and a bomb. If Zadeo's able to get that slider working away from these hitters and just not leave that over the plate, that's been his strikeout pitch, and it's been good so far, really good.
Here's Carlin Barcy. A homer and a single for Barcy. But Vanderbilt, they've held true to the trend of good at home, struggling on the road throughout this league. They won a home series against LSU to start conference play, and now Barcy has just connected again, his 2nd home run of the night.
Yeah, that's a no-doubter, 112 off the bat. You saw a little casual bat flip there from Barcy. He didn't miss that one. Try to get that wreck in left center. That's one that's, I don't know if I've ever seen the wreck hit out that way. And bam.
443 feet.
That ball was meleeed. Golly.
I told you about Barcy. He had the 3 home runs on opening day against TCU and Arlington. All of those traveled over 430 feet. One of those that he hit at Globe Life Field, the home of the Rangers, on that opening day, was 118 off the bat.
Wow.
I mean, he can.
Yeah, he can move it.
What's the nice term? He can compress a baseball.
He can, yes. He can do it. Well, that was a beautiful swing. Talk about being timed up. 2 outs, not a whole lot going, but the solo home runs are the story, and they continue to be with that swing from Barcy as Sadeo buckles Brody Johnston there.
4 solo home runs tonight, already by the Commodores. Barcy and Gooden in the first inning, Mancini in the third inning, and then Barcy again here in the fourth. Try to break her and miss low. Full count now to Brody Johnston. But when Barcy interrupted me with this homer, I was mentioning Vandy. They won a home series against LSU, swept on the road at Mississippi State, and then swept Tennessee at home. They have held true to the home success, road struggles of the SEC, which is usually the case. Year in and year out, these venues very tough to go into and win in. That's a walk to Johnston. It'll bring up Tommy Gooden.
Well, they are trending toward a Friday night win at this point on the road. These bats are, man, could you imagine if they were swinging it like this with runners on? Sadeo, but like we said, Sadeo has not been allowing a bunch of hits and walks and putting runners on. It's either been strikeout or home run. So he knows it more than anyone. You could see his body language when he leaves one over the plate. But, oh, and Grohovac got to watch that sun. There's a window that comes there. I know it. Used to have, when you feed a double play to second base from third, there's a time when you got to feed that ball down. Used to have our second baseman tell me to keep it low, and then pitcher or first baseman telling the pitcher when you pick off, it better be down.
In that time of the setting sun, the 6 o'clock start here tonight.
But that's a little tip for Tommy Gooden over there, or Brody Johnston. You maybe don't want to pick off because you got the sun in your eyes. So chance to go first move in hopes that Sadeo won't throw one over to Grohovac and risk throwing it away. Be a little aggressive with 2 outs. Lefty up too. All things seem to be adding up for a stolen base attempt here from Brody Johnston.
It's a nice night though, in the upper 70s. Wind blowing out. And we've had a bit of a launching pad already. Swing and a miss, he strikes out Gooden. That's his 8th strikeout, but Vanderbilt hits their 4th home run of the game in that inning. Commodores 6-2 over the Aggies.
Yeah, Colin Barcy doesn't miss it. He knows it. It was a nuke. Vanderbilt's still rolling offensively.
Commodores playing long ball, and it's got them out to a 6-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th here in College Station. 2 of the solo homers by Vandy are off the bat of Colin Barcy. A&M's got a couple of solo bombs. They're from Jorian Wilson and Caden Sorrell, but the Aggies playing catch up now. Jake Dewar will lead off this inning. He struck out swinging back in the first. Dewar, 14 multi-hit games this year. That leads all the Aggies. Connor Fennell, the right-hander on the mound for Vandy. The 2 solo home runs by A&M are the only 2 hits he's allowed.
You're going to have to go beat him. You're going to have to swing the bat to beat him. He's going to generate a lot of those kind of swings right there. We've seen it all day.
As Dewar is thrown out
yeah, and
by the shortstop.
He's going to establish the pace, set it before, He's going to attack the strike zone, but he's going to mix and match, so it keeps you uncomfortable in the box as a hitter. So Connor Fennell's going to get beat, especially with a 4-run lead right now. The Aggies are going to have to hit their way to that win. It's not going to be given to him. He's got 1 walk, I think, but he doesn't walk guys just like Shane Sadeo typically doesn't walk guys. But Vanderbilt's making Sadeo pay for those mistakes. The Aggies are going to have to create opportunity or not miss the balls over the plate that Fennell gives them.
So after Jake Dewar grounded out to the shortstop Riker Waite, Nico Partita at the plate now. Partita tried to go up the middle back in the 2nd inning on a chopped ground ball, but a nice play by Mike Mancini on a backhand and a fall-away throw. Took a base hit away from him. Partita hit this hard the opposite way, but on the run, they'll take another hit away from him. Logan Johnstone got there.
Gonna need more of those swings if the Aggies want to get back in this. Those end up falling over time, but there just hasn't been a lot of hard hit balls, so can't bank on everyone getting through. That's why you throw strikes. That's why you use your defense too if you're Connor Fennell. Little eephus, there it is.
69 miles per hour just lobbed in to start the count to Blake Benderup. Fennell struck out Benderup back in the 2nd inning.
Will, we going to get an SEC scoreboard coming or what? Come on. I know you live for those.
Internally in the booth, we've already tapped into a few.
Yeah.
You just showed me a surprise in Columbia, South Carolina a moment ago.
Yeah, I'm always so surprised, and even though I shouldn't be, when a team gets a new head coach who's proven that they aren't a very dominant team so far that year, that all of a sudden a switch just flips so often. And it's like the talent was there the whole time. A coach just pulling it out. Not that South Carolina is going to be a potent team throughout this year, but like they were as lifeless as you get. Benderup has a nice take there to work the count back to even.
And right now, Carolina leading Texas 6-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning at Founders Park in Columbia. In the dirt, Benderup a full count now.
So this is where Connor Fennell gets super dangerous because he can throw anything he wants, like mentioned. He can go for a high fastball if he wants, work the top of the zone, change up. He'll do whatever. So as a hitter, you can't just gear up for that heater. And he gives it to you there, and actually he gave it to you down the middle. And I think that's what is the reason Benderup missed it, is because in the back of his mind, he knows that any pitch could come at that time. So just keeps you a little less aggressive.
Hit that hard, but it's going to hook foul down the line in left field. Missed out. Both these starting pitchers don't walk a whole lot of guys. We've alluded to that. That's just the 2nd walk of the game for Connor Fennell and only his 11th of the year. Benderup, a 2-out base runner. Jorian Wilson coming to the plate. Wilson, home run to right field his first time up, and a ball that got taller than the lighting towers. Got about as tall as Kyle Field out there in the distance.
One of the more toolsy guys in America, 17-year-old, as you mentioned, Will. Just a young freshman, but he can hit a ball up to 120 miles an hour. off that bat, and he's got an electric arm from right field. Oh, just cued that one.
Off the end of the bat. Coming in to make the catch, Rustin Rigdon. That will strand a man at first base. Commodores 6-2. We're heading to the 5th.
Then there were more to come. Barcy again. That one nuke almost off the wreck. But they weren't getting any cheap ones. I'm telling you, Vanderbilt is getting their money's worth when they land on a pitch from Shane Sadeo. And batters 1 through 4 got 4 home runs so far this evening. And they're making you think twice about throwing a strike over the plate, because when you do, they deposit it over the wall. And that's kept the Commodores out to a 6-2 lead that seems rather comfortable right now. Both starters still in the game. Shane Sadeo back on the mound. We talked about this 2 Fridays ago against Georgia, when Georgia starter was pulled in the 2nd inning. But there's a chess match going on right now with bullpens. You got a 3-game series, so if you think Sadeo can go hang you a 0, then you send him back out there if he's still got his pitch count low, because you can save that bullpen just another inning or 2. And that could come around for you in the late innings, maybe on a Sunday. But the way the ball's flying, this game, 4 runs, not have this game out of reach at all to this point.
Well, A&M has dealt with some pitching injuries this year, so a little thin in their bullpen and on their staff in general. So you'd like Shane Sadeo to go as long as possible to save some of the arms. If you look at it from the Vanderbilt side, that series last weekend was unreal against Tennessee, in which they walked off the Volunteers in all 3 games. But you had a 10-inning game, a 16-inning game, and a 16-15 game. So they exhausted a lot of pitchers last weekend. That's going to fall for Braden Holcomb in front of Caden Sorrell. Holcomb is the only player for Vanderbilt outside of those top 4 that we showed you that has a hit tonight. He's got 2 of them now, 2 singles.
One of the few cheap hits we've seen all game from either team. Seems like anything in the air, the wind's pushing it either right to the outfielders or over the wall. But that's another leadoff guy on for the Commodores, and that's putting pressure on Sadeo. And probably going to see this bullpen get going here for the Aggies if another runner gets on here to keep this game from potentially getting out of hand.
But because of the way last weekend worked out for Vanderbilt, Tim Corbin, he talked about it with us yesterday, that Vanderbilt basically played 4 games against Tennessee because it was 35 total innings in the series. Nico Partita will make the catch on that pop-up. So they exhausted some pitchers in the Tennessee series, but it was a big performance on Tuesday that really helped the Commodores. They got a complete game from freshman Connor Hamilton in a win over Belmont, and that helped save some of the arms for this weekend and give some of them a rest coming off that Tennessee series. What Hamilton was able to do Tuesday in the win over Belmont.
Yeah, the little things, you don't really think about that at the time. At least a lot of fans don't. I'm sure the coaching staff at Vanderbilt did. But yeah, you stack up a pen and arms that are ready to go. It's just like on a Friday or a Saturday, if you had 2 arms that win 8 or 9 innings. Just how ready would you be on a Sunday to deploy every arm you can in every scenario to go get that win? So right now you think about that from the starter standpoint. How long can they go, keep your team in it, so that you're most equipped to go win a series tomorrow and Sunday?
Rustin Rigdon down in the count 0-2. Rigdon got an RBI in the 3rd with a sacrifice fly to right field. Hopped up on Boston Kellner. Late hard hop. Really wasn't anything he could do with it.
Yeah, man, that's a toughie, and that's going to be frustrating for Sadeo. Even though that ball was hit 103 miles an hour off the bat, you finally get one to go right to your shortstop for a double play here, and just hopped on him. I mean, it looks like he could have got to that in slow motion, but there's just no way when it's coming that fast. It's probably a miracle that that hit him in the chest and didn't pop over his shoulder and go into the gap.
Ruled a hit. And a bad break for Boston Kellner and the Aggies.
But just to put into perspective for fans, I mean, imagine taking, out of 100 ground balls, you get maybe 3 that take a hop like that on a field this nice, which is almost every SEC field. So
laced, but
yep.
Just by the bag, foul.
So you're so trained to know the hops, to judge where that ball's going to be every 2-3 hops you're usually getting on a ground ball, and then it pops up an extra 6 inches, and there's just no way to prepare for it. Now, if you're on a bad field, you can maybe guard yourself a little more. But that's the challenge when you get a hop, which they certainly happen with footprints out there and everything. Just tough on a fielder.
Riker Wade out in front, fouled that away. Told you earlier that Riker Wade, he's reached base in all but one game this year. Has not reached base here tonight. A fly out deep to center field and a strikeout looking, and K's again, so he's 0 for 3.
Strikeouts continue to rack up for Sadeo. Gets under here, under the bat of the righty, Riker Wade. Slider's been it for the most part, maybe a couple fastballs as strikeout pitches, but the slider has done it. The slider has also hung and been head out of the yard. So Sadeo's performance seems to certainly hinge on how well he's locating that off speed, that slider. Just like that, in on the hands there of Reynolds.
He struck out Reynolds twice, 2 of his 9 Ks. Under his bat, off speed, Sadeo now well over 100 pitches. Most he's thrown in a game this year is 112 pitches 2 weekends ago against Georgia. Got the train conductor hats out tonight at Bluebell Park. It was a giveaway before the game. I like to guess the engines on those trains that roll by behind right field. And got the conductor hats out. I think that was for the first 500 students tonight. Boomer, I think, wants one.
I'll take one.
Swing and a miss by Reynolds. 3rd time he struck out. 10 Ks for Sadeo. He keeps Vandy off the board in that inning despite 2 Commodore hits. Whose stock is on the rise in the SEC? The Blue Chippers, Longhorns, Bulldogs and Bulldogs. Stocks you might prefer at OU, Bama, Auburn, and Florida, and then these teams could be on the rise at times. They falter a little. And some teams in the D1 baseball poll have dropped a bit. Arkansas, last weekend, they were swept at home against Florida. Florida's really up and down this year. Auburn, swept by their rival, the Alabama Crimson Tide, last weekend. Tennessee, you know about them last weekend. They go to Nashville and they were walked off 3 times by these Commodores. Connor Fennell, he's only allowed 2 hits. They are both solo home runs. He takes a 6-2 lead past the midway point of this one. Halfway home, bottom of the 5th right here. Bear Harrison at the plate. Looks at a breaker on the first pitch to him that missed outside.
that's one you got to try and keep fair if you're Harrison. Fennell went with the off speed and a hitter's count, just left it. I mean, it was just a get me over and meatball for Harrison. And when you hook that foul, you're thinking as a hitter, you should be thinking as a hitter, was that the one I'm going to get this at bat? Maybe not the most healthy thing to think about, was that the one, but you got to know in the back of your mind, you're only really getting one. So when you get it, you got to do damage with it, and to hook it foul, especially one that's not super far inside. So you pull those hands in to keep them fair. And I spoke too soon.
Opposite way, deep, and that's another solo home run. Third one by an Aggie. For Bear Harrison, it's his third home run of the year. Three hits tonight for A&M. They're all solo bombs.
Harrison yanks that first strike foul. And Fennell knew it the second it was hit. He tries to speed him up on the outer half, and Harrison does a great job staying on that pitch and just elevating it right where the wind's blowing. Not that he was aiming there, but that's called using the whole field. That'll pay dividends for you, and he gets into that jet stream and ignites the bubbles. As the Aggies, like you said, third bomb today, all solo. Cut that 4-run lead into 3 for the Commodores. Seems a little more in reach now as we're just in the middle innings.
Boston Kellner at the plate, 1-1 the count. We showed you the SEC stock report when we came back from break. 2 of the blue chippers were Bulldogs, and they're meeting up this weekend in a massive series. 2 top 5 teams, Georgia and Mississippi State, at Duty Noble Field in Starkville. 4th inning in the opening game of that series, Georgia up 6-2. Fouled away, stick with a 1-2 count to Boston Kellner.
It's such a calm approach. Not a lot of movement. The head doesn't go up and down when he strides. Not a huge load. Just very calm in his legs. Not a big, like I said, not a big load. But just the patience allows him to see more pitches and have a more steady, consistent approach, being less volatile, and that's tough for a freshman. You can say whatever you want. He didn't see these arms. Freshmen don't see these arms day in and day out at any time prior to getting to college. So very quick adjustment from Kellner at the college level. And wow, it did look like from the naked eye he may have gone around there.
Yeah, first base umpire Jason Vinson said he didn't go around. Then he had a couple of words for the Vanderbilt dugout who thought indeed Kellner did go around. Full count pitch now. Got him 1 pitch later, struck him out.
Oh, just rears back and blows 90 right by him. Can't have that happen if you're Kellner. A little too patient there, seeing the ball a little too deep. You can see right, watch his facial expression as soon as he waves through it. Or you don't have to watch anything, you probably could have heard it. Looked like he was screaming there.
Top of the order, Gavin Gerhovac.
Kellner still needs to find a way on this game, right? Keep that streak going.
Yeah, Kellner's been up twice and off base twice.
But
same
hey,
for the hot-hitting Gavin Gerhovac, he's been up twice, 0 for 2, strikeout and flyout.
Well, the Aggies have 3 runs, but all 3 of the runs are on solo bombs, and they only have 3 hits. So do that math, and that'll tell you that they're not really rolling through their order very much. There's not a lot of at-bats. Guys aren't getting to the plate as much as you may typically see. So credit Connor Fennell. That's down. But yeah, credit Connor Fennell. He continues to punch right back. Coach Tim Corbin told us he would. Not going to be rattled from those big swings. He really hasn't been. Gives up a big one, toes the rubber, and seems to get right back in the groove.
Loop that into left field. Base knock for Gavin Grahovac. He's 1 for 3 now.
Yeah, that's a side of Gavin Grahovac you're not used to really seeing. Turn it into that protector, that leadoff hitter. Sometimes he'll stay in his legs and he'll just wave with 2 hands right on through that. There he gets down, delays that bat a little bit, reaches with that left hand just to get a piece. Man, that's the first hit. That's the first time a Aggie hitter's been on via hit today. They've all been home runs or walks. So it's the first time we've seen, not really used to seeing the table set at all for the Aggie offense, and it is for a dangerous man right here.
Sorrell, the bomb, his last time up, his 15th homer of the year. And he's gone deep to right again. Finally breaking the trend of the solo shots. This is a 2-run homer for Sorrell. 16 bombs this year, 49 RBIs.
Did someone say dangerous man? Because Caden Sorrell is. Finally get a runner on for the middle of this lineup, and you make one mistake to the wrong guy, and the bubbles are going to fly. And they are right now for Caden Sorrell here at Bluebell Park. The Aggies within 1. Second home run of the game for Caden Sorrell. And Connor Fennell's going to have a little word here, and Bluebell Park's going to get rowdy. We'll get another look right here. Just a heater down Main Street. Sorrell didn't get all of it at 103, but with where this wind's blowing, I think he knew it. Had to be a mistake. You just don't throw that there.
With that meeting on the mound, Vanderbilt also gets a man warming up in their bullpen. They've got a right-hander going in Brennan Cyber out there in their pen behind the short right field wall. So now it's Hakopian. This is a 1-run game. The theme through the first half, Boomer, was Vanderbilt doing a bit of cruising. It was calm seas for them, for the Commodores, but the Aggies,
there you go,
they rough up the waters with 2 homers this inning. Hakopian at the plate with 1 out. Off the end of the bat, that'll trickle foul.
I tell you, both teams are using the middle of the field so well. That is exactly where the wind is blowing. This kind of southwest wind. Is that what we got going on here? And it's just gap to gap. The ball's going to fly in the gaps. And that's where these hitters are using the field, and they're hitting the ball. So you're elevating in the gaps. You got 25-mile-an-hour wind above you. Get a little help, but exactly. It was smooth sailing until this inning. The Aggies have some life.
Chopped. And the shortstop, Riker Waite, will make the play. 2 outs. Here's Jake Dewar. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout swinging and a ground out to shortstop. So Fennell, he was well out in front. Now he's pitching in a 1-run game. The home runs, they've gotten to him at this point. Trying to get rid of Dewar and keep the 1-run lead intact. 1-2 count.
Well, this is where we were told that Connor Fennell's really at his best. When you punch him, he punches back, and there's typical Jake Dewar for you with 2 strikes.
Letting it travel, huh?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to put in a mouthpiece here if you're in the dugout for A&M or the third base dugout.
Helmet on.
Yeah, that's exactly what he wants to do. But Connor Fennell going to settle back in. That's kind of the name of his game, is he will get hit every now and then. He's only been hit, only given up 5 hits. They've all just been big ones. But, yeah, he'll toe the rubber and come right back at you. He doesn't get rattled too much. But Bluebell crowd's going to try and change that here with a 3-2 count as the noise picks up.
Two-out walk on a full count to Jake Dewar. We mentioned it earlier that there was not as much electricity in this building as usual, with Vanderbilt hitting the solo home runs and getting out to a healthy lead. Bluebell Park charged up now. Cyber, the right-hander, who was warming in the bullpen, no longer in the pen. He's going to be in the fight on the mound here in just a bit. That'll be it for Connor Fennell, as he will go 4 2/3 innings tonight. Had the 6-2 lead, now it's 6-5. Brennan Cyber makes his 10th appearance of the year, all in relief. And in SEC play, he's kind of been a go-to guy. This is his 5th SEC appearance, as Vanderbilt plays in their 10th SEC game, so he's appeared in half of them. For the season for Cyber, a 3.68 ERA. In SEC play, he's not far off that, a 3.86 against conference opponents. SEC hitters are only going at it at a 184 clip against Cyber. Nico Partita, first man to face him. Partita to the plate with Jake Dewar at first. Dewar, the last man to face Connor Fennell, walked. And Cyber starts Partita off with a ball. Partita's really made 2 pretty good bids at a hit tonight. Both of them have been taken away. One with a ground ball up the middle, the other with a liner to right center. 1-1.
Well, Aggie fans, if you recall tuning in to Friday night against Georgia, I don't recall his name, but they brought in their horse out of the pen early on, and he certainly gave them life and did a tremendous job. He was their go-to guy in a big moment early on in a series. That's exactly who Cyber's going to be for Vanderbilt. There's a reason he's coming in a 1-run game. There's a reason he's got 5 SEC appearances and 10 on the year. They're going to their best, as should they. The Aggies will do the exact same thing when Sadeo's night's over. So you go to your horse. He's probably not just a 1-out guy. Cyber's going to try and get them to the 8th or the 9th. And that should do it here through the bottom of 5. But not before Bear Harrison goes solo. Jack, Caden Sorrell follows it up with a 2-run shot, his 2nd of the night. The Aggies cut the lead to 1.
Well, look at it on your line score. 8 combined home runs, 4 for each team already. And the Aggies just hit 2 bombs in the bottom of the 5th, and it's got them back into the game. And now A&M goes to the bullpen. Vanderbilt just did it a half inning ago. The Aggies now to the pen, and Gavin Lyons, the right-hander from Guilford, Connecticut.
Yeah, you're in a Friday night 1-run game. You're going to your best, so that's going to be it for the Aggies. Gavin Lyons, the guy, at least for now, coming out of the pen. 27 punch-outs, 7 walks, ERA just over 4, but 31 innings this year. Plenty of outings, 13 appearances out of the pen.
Shane Sadeo did what he could in the face of those 4 home runs that Vanderbilt hit. Fought his way through 5 innings and 105 pitches, and Then the Aggies helped him out. His job is to keep A&M in the game when it's not going all that well for him. The offense erupted there in the 5th, and the Aggies, as Shane Sadeo exit, the Aggies very much in the game now. Gavin Lyons will face the top of the Vanderbilt order, Mike Mancini, and then Barzy, then Johnston, 1, 2, and 3. Mancini lays down a nice bunt, is no play at all at first base for Nico Partita. Well-placed bunt by Mike Mancini, and the left-hander getting out of the box quickly.
Mancini's doing it all. I love it. Leadoff hitter. Of course, he get down the line, going to drop a perfect bunt down. He's already gone yard today, so he's got the power, but that was tremendous. I don't care how shallow Partita was playing at third. I don't think you're getting Mancini there. Leadoff guy sets the table for Colin Barzy, who I don't think really anyone wants a part of. If you're going to face him, he's gone yard twice. One of them almost hit the wreck at 450 out in left center. But let me mention one thing I've already mentioned in this game. There are moments and momentums swings in games like this, and right now Texas A&M has the most momentum they've had all game, no question. They just put a 3 spot up and cut a 4-run lead from the Commodores to a 1-run lead. Now the last thing you want to go do is go let Vanderbilt go grab some momentum from you if you're the Aggies. Whether that be just a run, that's going to flip everything. So everything in your power here if you're pitching staff and the defense to find a way to keep this game at 1. Because it does more than just give the opposing team, Vanderbilt in this situation, a 2-run lead or a 3-run lead. It just pulls away all your momentum, halts everything you just established offensively. So that's what I'm looking at right here. And Vanderbilt going to do everything they can to scratch one across. Some early insurance.
Barzy to left, and it's his 3rd home run of the night. There's a Vanderbilt answer to the Aggie 3 spot in the bottom of the 5th. First time Vandy goes yard with a runner on. Had been 4 solo homers. Barzy the 2-run homer. He has left Bluebell Park 3 times tonight.
I mean, that just cannot happen. 2 strikes, look at that. Look at that, 2 strikes. He's laughing as it goes off the scoreboard because he knows, 1, he's on fire and he's hitting beach balls out there. But 2, he just gave his team a 3-run cushion. And he's probably chuckling a little bit because he got a 2-strike hanger. And that's always nice if you're a hitter. But that has been the story so far this evening for the Aggies. Is leaving off-speed pitches over the middle of the plate, and the Vanderbilt Commodores not missing it.
Through the left side, base hit, Brody Johnston. So I'd say Vanderbilt has taken away that Aggie momentum.
Yeah, they sure have. They sure have. And that's exactly what we were talking about. 1 run would have done it, let alone a knock and a bomb and another knock.
And if you go back to Barzy, had the 3 home runs on opening day.
Yeah, 6 bombs on the year?
Yeah.
In 2 games?
Yep, they're all in 2 games, opening day and here tonight.
That is so awesome.
And Barzy fought the injury early in the season, injured, had to sit out a while, has returned to the lineup as the DH. And soon after returning to the lineup, comes up with another 3 home run game. Tommy Gooden. Opposite field, base hit. 4 straight hits to start this inning off the reliever, Gavin Lyons.
may see that Aggie bullpen get going pretty quick here. Sometimes arms just don't have it when you're leaving balls over the plate and they're getting hit like that. Yeah, I think that's what we may be seeing right here is a little stall tactic by Bear Harrison to get that bullpen going.
It's now 12 hits for Vanderbilt. They've out-hit A&M 12-5.
Man, they've got their swings off. They really have, and it's fun to watch when you see a team have a plan and go execute it. And that's really what they've been doing is they haven't gotten cheated and they've looked for a pitch, and when they get it, there's just not a lot of foul balls. Now there have been some strikeouts, but when the pitch has been thrown over the plate that they're on time for, they're not missing it. And that's put a lot of pressure on the Aggie staff not to make those mistakes because you're not going to get away with them.
Mike Early coming out to the mound. It's not what he wanted from the bullpen out of Gavin Lyons. 4 batters faced, 4 hits. And the Aggies go back to the pen as it's now 8-5 Vanderbilt. Tennessee hosts LSU to start a big 3-game series tomorrow in Knoxville at Lindsey Nelson Stadium. Coverage begins at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. A&M going to the bullpen. They'll go get a Clemson transfer. Ethan Darton, the left-hander.
Darton, one of the top arms that are consistently coming out of the pen here for the Aggies. You can see 12th appearance there. And he plenty of experience in college baseball. Like you said, the former Clemson Tiger, but the Aggies going to their top 2 arms right now. This game's still within reach, a little further out of reach than it was a few minutes ago, but on a Friday night, you got to do what you can, and so the Commodores are going to face the Aggies best.
Braden Holcomb, first man to face Darton. Holcomb's 2 for 3, singles in the first and the 5th. Third year at Vandy for Braden Holcomb. He's got power, 25 career homers.
It's funny you say third year at Vandy, and that's all of a sudden a little strange, you know?
It is.
Usually you would just say, oh, he's a junior. And you'd be like, okay, there's a lot of juniors out there who are at their third year, but
in this day and age, junior could mean 3 different schools.
Most certainly. I think there was a stat I saw. It's got a high sky problem here.
That's going to be a tough play. That'll drop. Still nobody out in the inning. The Aggies just weren't going to be able to get to that. Not hit well at all by Holcomb, but it's his 3rd hit of the night.
Was there movement? There was a run.
The shift was on.
Oh, just a shift.
And nobody could get to it.
Yeah, can't really. There's no one to fault there. That's a ball that the second baseman typically catches with their eyes closed. But no one in the vicinity there. Jorian Wilson certainly can't get there from deep right.
Grahovac goes home to get the out.
Got to stay off the corners if you're a Commodore. Can't do that. I've been taught that lesson the hard way one time. When you got bases loaded, less than 2 outs, stay off the corners because they can go home. You go up the middle, even a double play will get you a run. That's a big play there from Grahovac, especially Grahovac, who threw that ball away over there in the third today, to go hit Harrison in the chest for a big out. But yeah, like I was saying, man, I saw a stat recently that showed, I think it was college football, but maybe it was baseball, that there's like, I don't know, count on one or two hands the amount of individuals that are at the same school on their 4th year, like in the country or something like that. Like 4 years, same school. It's non-existent. If you think about it, if you're really, really good, you run the risk of being poached by a bunch of other schools. And if you're really, really bad or you don't play, you just get up and leave and you go play at a school that you can play at. So it is challenging to find a reason to stick around for all 4 years. And if you're really, really good, maybe you get drafted and you're gone your 3rd year. As we see Ethan Darden here work a 3-0 count with bases loaded. Heard some groans in the crowd, knowing what's on the horizon with the ball 4 here.
Four-pitch walk. Vandy has upped the lead again on the A&M bullpen. Relief arms simply have not been effective here in the 6th inning.
No, they have not, and continues on a theme that we've been seeing for a lot of this season so far out of the bullpen. The Aggies still looking for that arm or two that they can lean on every time. Clayton Freshcorn may fall into that category. I don't know if he's going to be coming out of the pen anytime soon, but he's been a consistent arm out of that pen. But for the most part, that shutdown arm or two has not really existed for the Aggies, and that's why they find themselves in this position.
We were just saying brand new ball game, 1-run game. It's back to 4 for the Vanderbilt Commodores.
And credit Vanderbilt, my goodness.
Well, they came up in this inning, started swinging. Well, it started with a bunt.
It
Not
did.
necessarily swinging, but a bunt by Mancini, then the 2-run homer from Barcy, and then that clears the bases. You got to start up a rally again, and they get 3 straight base hits from Johnston, Gooden, Holcomb. And the bases loaded walk a moment ago by Rustin Rigdon brought in another run. Here's Riker Wade at the plate.
And I tell you, as fun as it is to ignite a crowd, your home crowd, to get them on their feet, to do that at the plate, it is almost just as intoxicating to do it and silence a crowd on the road. And so Vanderbilt gets punched in the mouth. They see bubbles come out. The Aggies start clawing back. It's almost just as exciting to know, hey, let's go up and let's punch them back and let's keep them quiet. Let's get them quiet again. And it is hard to go win on the road in this conference. But Vanderbilt this evening showing that they want every bit of what the 12th man can offer here at Olson.
Darden had thrown 6 straight pitches out of the zone before finding the strike zone there to Riker Wade. Hakopian in the dirt, but it's picked by Grahovac at first base. They'll turn the double play. It's a big one for the Aggies. Keeps them within reach, but it's still a 4-run lead again for Vandy. Vanderbilt now leading 9-5. That man's got to be pleased with the Commodores on the road, leading. Diego Pavia, Commodore quarterback, Heisman finalist. Part of a lot of good going on in Nashville. They're singing a pretty good tune in Music City. Pavia and the football team, 10 wins. Men's and women's basketball, both in the NCAA tournament. Blake Benderup is immediately hit by a pitch to start the bottom of the 6th. Pavia kind of had a little Johnny Manziel to him, didn't
Yeah, Diego football.
Yeah. Diego football, that's nice. I don't know if the Aggies are going to like that a whole lot. Take it from Johnny football.
Yeah. I think Johnny's more talented. I think that naturally Johnny had more talent in Diego, but I think that almost makes Diego's story just as good, or well, it can't be as good. He didn't win the Heisman, but he gets so much out of himself, which I think is why he's such a fun guy to watch. And I remember them highlighting him and Tim Corbin's relationship, which is why he's in the dugout, I'm sure, right now. But he leaned on Coach Corbin and visited him in his office, and that ball's, jeez, he hits the ball so hard.
114 off the bat of Jorian Wilson. They had him shifted to the right side, and he blazed one through the left side, opposite field. Wilson's got 2 hits tonight. Homer earlier, and this ripped single.
Backside single at 114. I certainly never hit a ball over 114 in my life, and that's just a nice smooth batting practice swing right there for Wilson.
Did we mention he's 17 years old?
I don't think anyone's seen him cut one loose with his arm. I think when you see that, you're really going to be blown away. It's Tyler Naquin on steroids. He's got
you can't throw those accusations out. Come on.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah.
I know what you mean. But
it's actually a good point. I never thought about that. You can't say that in a baseball game.
You can't say that in a baseball game anymore.
Yeah.
Bear Harrison has a homer tonight for the Aggies. 1-1. So Bluebell Park trying to come alive again. 6-2 Vanderbilt, then it was 6-5. Energized the crowd. Vanderbilt stretches the lead back out to 9-5. Can A&M make something happen in the bottom of the 6th? They certainly can, because Bear Harrison's gone yard again, no doubt about this.
The Bears out of hibernation, huh? Had 3 home runs all year. Got 2 in the last 2 innings. That one crushed over the scoreboard. Look at this, just a fastball middle in, and hey-oh. That was a no-doubter. Aggies back within 1. The bubbles are out again, and these teams are trading blows. Both offenses going at it. I don't know, what are we at, 11 home runs? 10?
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think. I mean, we got to be at 10. Start counting.
That's 5 for A&M.
Oh, yeah, we're certainly in.
And you're right, 5 for Vanderbilt. We're at 10.
Yeah, 10 home runs. 1-run game here. Man, how about just momentum going back and forth? We were talking about it an inning ago. The Aggies had all of it.
I mean, this game is riding the wave.
Vanderbilt snatched it away last half, and Aggies going and grabbing it right back.
Boston Kellner flies out to Logan Johnstone. Top of the order now for A&M. Grahovac will come up to face Cyber. Usually you get these right-on-right matchups, and they are not advantageous to the hitter. But Grahovac against SEC right-handers is 11 for 28, not that far off of a 400 average, so he's been okay against the big right-handers in this conference. That will stay in play.
Yeah, it will.
That'll be in fair territory, as that south wind can catch it and kind of blow it back that way, back into fair territory. It's an easy play for Logan Johnstone. Well, now, you called Caden Sorrell dangerous. He's homered his last 2 times up. This is the first time Sorrell will face Cyber. Mike Early told us before the year, Caden Sorrell comes to the plate with bad intentions. And twice tonight he's unloaded. But this time he bounces out to shortstop. A&M gets 3 back. And it's a 1-run game again. Go to the late innings. Colin Barcy, going off.
Yeah, how about that? 3 bombs, got 6 bombs on the season in only 2 games. His third 3-run home run, his second 3-run home run game of the year. And that last one, an absolute no-doubter. Anything he sees, kind of like Caden Sorrell over the middle of the plate, is being crushed. And we were talking off air. At some point, these guys, you kind of just give them the Barry Bonds treatment on a day like today or a night like tonight. You know, anything over the plate that's elevated is out of the yard, so it is okay. Walk is cheaper oftentimes. Can't do that now. Leadoff batter, I understand, but.
Well, Barzy's due up third this inning.
Oh, then I certainly got confused there as that was, Corbin Reynolds.
Bounces out there.
I was just very excited to see a ball go 400 feet. So it does make sense because I don't think Barcy is human, so he wouldn't have gotten out there.
No way he gets out, right?
Yeah, I don't think
He's
so.
not chopping a ball at third base.
Yeah. Who am I kidding?
Barzy's on deck now with Mike Mancini at the plate.
And Partita's a little more careful over there at third now. Hey, let's get a look at that. See if we can we get a camera on Nico Partita over there at third. This is what it does. It opens up the infield for you. You're a threat. Think about it. So because Partita knows that he'll bunt, Partita comes in closer to take that away, which then makes it easier to get a ground ball past your third baseman. So it opened up opportunity for Mancini just having a threat of being able to bunt. It's easier to make a play defensively if you have more time and you're deeper, to go get the ball. But because of that threat, you're going to pull Partita in, and that opens the infield up a little bit for you the other way. You watch, if anyone watches the Astros, Jose Altuve loves to take a look down at third base all the time to see if there's a bunt opportunity, and sometimes that'll pull the third baseman in.
Walk by Darden to Mancini, so he'll have to face Barzy with a runner on. Well,
yeah.
How do you pitch Barzy now?
Maybe he's thinking on him, so you just throw a fastball down the middle. That'll fool him, and I don't know if we're going to.
It may not be Darden facing Barzy. Mike Early is out of the A&M dugout. And he'll take the ball from Ethan Darden. Aggies back to the pen. 1-run game, top 7.
You up. Colin Barzy, get a dose of what he's done this evening. First inning, wall scraper. Third inning, 4th inning dinger. 6th inning nuke. 3 on the day, 3 on the night. He's coming up right now, Colin Barzy. A dangerous man. Look at that stat, that's fun. But I bet he was the other individual who's in that. Oh, he's the first one, so he's the only one to do that. But I bet no one has ever done it just in 2 games. So he's on a heater, there's no doubt about that. He's got a duck on the pond, as Mike Mancini was just walked. So the Aggies go to Vargas here to try and slow this man down. Juan Vargas, the junior out of Panama City, coming in. 1-run game again. We've been in here before tonight, and the Commodores broke it open a little bit. They're trying to do it here again with Colin Barzy to the plate.
Vargas starts him off with a strike. Vargas used to pitch up in Tennessee, transferred from Tennessee Tech. Skied it. Chris Akopian under it. Shallow right field. Bit of a roar from the crowd on finally getting Colin Barzy out.
Yeah, that's a big one right there. Coming out of the pen and face Barzy. Get you a routine fly ball. It'll settle you in quickly if you're Juan Vargas. And 2 outs. A chance for the Aggies, who just got all that momentum back in the bottom of 6, that 3-run bottom of the 6, to cut this lead to 1, to go grab that momentum again and bring it into the dugout. Offensively, that would have got the crowd going.
Very close at first. Mike Mancini running. Mancini is a leadoff hitter. Obviously can run. He's 7 for 7 on his theft attempts this season. Another close play at first base. Thought for a moment Gavin Grahovac may ask for a review, but not the case. We will review it.
Oh, he's twitching over there. Oh my goodness. It's almost like Grahovac wants to review it, but it's so hard to really know. So it's almost frustration on his part, being like, how is he not out? But I don't really have the confidence to waste a potential review on this.
Nice pitch by Vargas, and Brody Johnston was well out in front of it. Breaking ball at 82. South Carolina in the 7th inning, now up on Texas 8-1. And if that were to hold, I think you'd call it the biggest upset of the SEC portion of the schedule this year.
Texas has been really strong this season, but they certainly have shown some vulnerabilities to some.
They've had a few head scratchers.
Yeah, they have. They almost had one on Tuesday. So I don't.
No, got in the dirt and then got away from Bear Harrison. Looked like he blocked it, couldn't find it, may have kicked it away. And that will send Mancini to second.
But that was big right there. Got a runner in scoring position, and clearly Mancini was trying to go that whole time, so he's ready to run. A hit is going to score him, no doubt, with 2 outs. So anything to the outfield to do it. That wind could keep that in.
Yeah, may stay in play. Grahovac reaching over the fence. Couldn't grab it. Once the ball gets above the roof here at Bluebell Park, it will kind of blow it back into play if it's a foul ball in that direction. Hung around for Grahovac and he couldn't hang on. He has been excellent defensively at first base since moving over there. He's had a bit of a tough night though with the glove. That was a tough play, trying to reach over the fence. That's a balk. And that sends Johnston to third base. Balk called by home plate umpire Jeff Head. Popped out from behind home immediately to call that on Vargas.
Yeah, I think Vargas knew
and
it
Mancini
too.
goes to third, excuse me.
The crowd just begging to get out of this thing without allowing a run. You can hear them. You got a base open though, don't be foolish. Execute your pitch if you're Vargas.
Got him looking. Bluebell Park roars their approval there. Strands a man at third base, strikes out Brody Johnston.
Vargas gets the job done. Looks like a slider backs up on him, up and into Johnson, but it freezes him enough. You can see it right there. Not gonna work, and Vargas fired up to keep the Aggies within 1.
What a game it's been to start this series between the Commodores and the Aggies. After 3 innings, 6-2 Vanderbilt. Aggies got back within 6-5. Vandy ups the lead to 9-5. And the Aggies get back within to 9-8. We're through the 7th inning stretch, and Chris Akopian bounces out right away at the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Jake Dewar at the plate. Kind of go right there in the middle of the order for the Aggies. Hakopian, Dewar, and Partita. That's who's due up in this inning. They have combined to go hitless tonight, that trio.
Yeah.
Now Partita, who hits next. Yeah, Partita's up next. He's made 2 good bids at a base hit. And there you go, right on cue. Jake Dewar loops a base hit into center field.
Yeah, that's what when I think of Jake Dewar, this is the swing I think of right here. I don't know if he's gonna love me saying that, but that's just how he is with bad balls, and when he's got to fight with 2 strikes, he has really, really good bat control, really good patience, and allows him to make those kind of swings and utilize the whole field.
Partita, first pitch to him outside from Cyber. Partita was the first man to face Cyber back in the 5th inning, so now all the Aggies have seen him once, and that might be an inning-ending double play ball, and it is. Vanderbilt turns it. 31st double play of the year this year, or excuse me, 31st double play of the year turned by Vandy. Most in the SEC, 3rd in the nation coming into tonight.
Yeah, Partita just not what you can do right there when you're trying to get an inning going, but Vanderbilt's rolling.
Tomorrow, Wyatt Neto and Weston Moss against each other. Game 2 of this series set for 6 o'clock here at Bluebell Park on Friday night. Still plenty to decide on this Thursday night. Juan Vargas still in the game for the Aggies out of the bullpen. He's looking in at Tommy Gooden. Nine runs, 13 hits, no errors for Vanderbilt. 8 runs, 8 hits, and an error for A&M. Deciding this one in the late innings.
Yeah, I got a feeling we got quite a lot of baseball left. Just seems like the bats have never really gone quiet for an extended period of time, and as you continue to get deeper into these bullpens, gonna have more of an opportunity to get some runs. So who's gonna get the big swing? Keep an eye out for that in the late innings. Who wants to come up with a timely RBI? Oh, what a backside single.
That is a shift beater, if there ever was one. Tommy Gooden, base hit. 3 hits tonight for Gooden. Home run and 2 singles.
Yeah, watch this. This is someone seeing a ball for a long time. Oh, it's a big leg kick, looks real powerful, and then just slows it down. I'd like to think he knew where all those fielders were, and he knew that he could always take a backside single whenever he wanted. It's fun when hitters have that kind of bat control, but it's a good leadoff at bat for Gooden, and I think we're going to see a pinch hitter here.
He's actually a pinch runner.
Oh, pinch runner coming in for Gooden. Yeah, Holcombs, of course, that's going to stay him at the plate. How can you forget mammoth man like that?
Yeah, pinch runner is going to be Cade Sears for the Commodores for Tommy Gooden.
Vanderbilt going after some insurance right now.
Get a look at Sears there running. 15th game Sears has played in. They're all off the bench. Vargas, 2-1 to Holcomb. Holcomb, 3 singles, 3 out of 4. Way up high, 3-1. Trying to keep it a 1-run game, and you threaten to allow the first 2 aboard with nobody out.
You're licking your chops here if you're Holcomb. Got to be on time.
Good pitch. Then a throwback. Wow. Sears had gotten off the bag by a wide margin, but kind of a late decision by Bear Harrison on the throwback.
Man, think about that. You said it. You're a ball away from setting the table with 2 on and no out. 3-1 count. Vargas flips a curveball in there. So what that does is that keeps Holcomb on his toes, right? That every metric told you that that fastball was coming in that 3-1 count, and it didn't. So 3-2, you have no idea what's coming, so you got to go back to almost a defensive approach. See the fastball deep, react to the off speed. Oh.
Sears going.
So that was called a ball to Holcomb.
Okay. So it's ball 4 anyway.
But I guarantee you that run, that running, Sears stealing second there, helped that ball get called by the home plate umpire because Harrison was not allowed to stay in his stance and frame it. It was a very close pitch.
And it is 2 aboard with nobody out. Logan Johnstone. I think Mike Early may be a little upset. And this is kind of a situation where he's arguing balls and strikes. And now he's going to come out to converse with Jeff Head. Conversation is early, but Mike Early didn't really like the answer. We get another look at what was ball 4.
Get a look. You could argue that a good catcher can make that look like a strike. I mean, that's just bottom of the strike zone right there, but when Harrison's popping out of his stance, you can see why.
Lay down the bunt. Partita will throw out Johnstone, but it's executed. Sacrifice is executed. Both runners move up.
He's going to try and get up there. They don't need to let him get up. He's obviously hurt right there.
Vargas slipped and fell coming off the mound, trying to get to that bunt attempt. He looks in pain, and the last thing the Aggies need is another injury to a pitcher. Certainly uncomfortable, has the look that he wants to stay in the game. Texas A&M's trainer, Kaylee Swain, was out there to check on him. So here's the bunt attempt, and Vargas, he's going to slip off the mound as he tries to go get it.
Oh.
Yeah, that ankle, that right ankle turned inward. It's an injury situation, so he will get some warm-up tosses. And that is the ankle that he would push off the mound with. All right, so Vargas, he'll stay in. He's in a bit of a situation. Might be pitching through a little bit of pain. And there's one out in the top of the 8th. Vanderbilt now with runners on second and third. Sears went to third. Holcomb went to second on the sacrifice bunt by Johnstone. And Rustin Rigdon will come to the plate. Bear Harrison will head out to the mound. Rigdon, a switch hitter, goes from the left side here against Vargas. Late innings, Vanderbilt looking for insurance. A&M trying to keep this at a one-run game. Jeff Head goes out to break up the conversation. One thing about Vargas, Aggies will bring the infield in here. He's a fly ball pitcher. I mean, he's been effective this year. And the way he's done it mostly is with the fly ball. That'll be a moot point now, because Mike Early is coming back out to the mound. Vargas slipped off the mound, covering that bunt. Looked like he wanted to give it a go. Battling a bit of an injury. He'll come out of the game. A&M to the bullpen in a crucial situation. Big moment in the top of the 8th. Vanderbilt looking to add to the lead. A&M trying to keep their deficit at just 1 run. So A&M goes to their big right arm out of the bullpen, Clayton Freshcorn.
Freshcorn was one of the guys last year out of the pen that the Aggies relied on, and he's that guy again this year. Numbers arguably the best out of anyone out of the pen. And this is who you want on the bump in the late innings here with bases, ducks on the pond, and a 1-run game. So Freshcorn's fastball is going to get up around 95, 96 at times. Got a big hoopty. He's going to be right around the zone. 2 walks on the year. But with 1 out, I thought last time, Will, we thought we saw the infield coming in, but Aggie's just going to go corners here.
Yeah, middle infielders now back. First pitch from Freshcorn to Rustin Rigdon, high and away for a ball. Freshcorn last appeared Friday at Missouri, through 2 scoreless innings in a close game. He's trying to wiggle the Aggies out of this one in the top of the 8th. Fouled away. Freshcorn, if you go back to the Oklahoma series in Norman that started SEC play for the Aggies, the game that the Aggies won was on Saturday at OU, and Freshcorn pulled off a borderline miracle to keep A&M out front. He came in a bases loaded, no out situation and got the next 3 Sooner hitters, then threw 2 more innings to send the Aggies to the win. So he has been big, and he's been big in SEC play, and the Aggies need him right now. Just off the corner. Two and two. Chopped at Grahovac. He'll take the bag himself, and the runners hold. Two outs.
I know it's 2 strikes there, but if you're Logan Johnstone, you just got to be able to keep the ball in the middle of the field there. The corners are the only way you're not getting a run or a shallow fly ball, but you put the ball on the ground in the middle of the field and you just gave yourself an extra run cushion in a huge spot. So credit Freshcorn for getting that pitch down and in, and Grahovac for making the play.
Now for the Commodores, it's up to Riker Waite. Big miss to the outside on the first pitch to him. Aggies are going to put him on.
put him on. So you had the right on left matchup there, which may make you a little uncomfortable. And here Reynolds is a righty. So now you have right on right. And Reynolds, I believe, is the only Commodore without a knock today. I have to go through that.
A moment ago there, Riker Waite didn't have a hit.
No, so yeah, Waite hasn't
right now.
Johnston doesn't. So there's a few guys that don't, but he is over. So if you're going to take your chances, you got a base open. You get the 9-hole who doesn't have a hit.
Partita, that got through. 2 more will score for the Commodores on the bouncing ball through the left side by Reynolds.
Hey, that's why you put the ball in play if you're a hitter. You give yourself a chance. You never know what can happen. However, that ball was not hit well. That's exactly what Fresh Corn wanted. And that play's got to be made by an infielder. It goes under the glove of Partita. And I don't think Kellner's making that play, even if it fields it clean with how deep in the hole he is. But that's the second one of the game that Partita is one-handed and totally fanned on. Fresh Corn coming in, doing everything he can.
It's given a hit, but you're right. Probably a play the Aggies should have made to get him out of here, down just a run. But it's 11-8 now. Mike Mancini. Well, Vanderbilt, they were up. The Aggies came back. Vanderbilt stretched the lead again. The Aggies came back. Vanderbilt has stretched the lead again. The wave of momentum continues in this game. Can the Aggies fight back? They still have 2 at-bats left at least. Two and two to Mancini. Got him looking. But Vanderbilt gets 2 more. And they lead 11-8. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
Tuned in tonight for some fireworks. You sure got them. Vanderbilt and the Aggies trading blows all night. Starts off with solo home runs galore. That was the only way runs were getting across the board. And then we mixed in a couple of 2-run shots here and there as both of these teams started, like I said, going blow for blow. Commodores up 4, Aggies cut it to 3. Vanderbilt punches back up 4, Aggies cut it to 3 again, almost exclusively through the home run. And if you look at that, 10 bombs combined, actually split evenly 5 and 5 by both teams tonight. Most in an SEC game this season. I would not be surprised if we see another couple home runs. The wind is still howling out. And that man is due up at some point, so he could very well get his 3rd for the night. Yeah, it has been a fun game offensively to tune in. You miss over the plate the wrong time as a pitcher, just you could say goodbye because these hitters are on them.
Commodores trying to hold on to the lead, and they'll go to the bullpen to do it again. Cyber has been lifted for another right-hander. This is Tyler Baird.
Finish that hot dog, Will?
Not all of it.
Not all of it. Will
need a little late inning fuel.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it's not a hot dog, it's a
sausage and a pretzel
here at
pretzel and a sausage, whatever it is.
Yeah. But it's good, whatever it is. Tyler Baird faces Blake Bender up as we go into the bottom of the 8th.
Man, Baird with 14 walks on the year, only 23 strikeouts. So that ratio not very ideal. Keep your eye on his control. If he's able to dial it over the plate consistently and get swings. Because that's one thing that's been common amongst every arm we've seen. They've been over the plate. They've been causing swings since the 11-8 score. But 97, so we haven't really seen any flamethrower either. I think the hardest arm we've seen this evening is Clayton Freshcorn at 94, 95, and Baird says, I got 97, 98 for you.
Well, Vanderbilt pitching tonight before Baird. Fennell started. Connor Fennell, 4 2/3, 5 runs. Then they came in with Brennan Cyber. Cyber, 2 1/3 innings, 3 runs. Strikeout of Bender up to start the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Paint 95 on the outer corner. Got to take that pitch away if you're Bender up, and that's where you want to live if you're a pitcher. Good first batter to go after if you're Tyler Baird based off that half inning. Vanderbilt just got 2 runs. Want to go get that first out.
Jorian Wilson. He's got a 7-game hit streak going. Home runs in 4 of his last 5 games. Solo shot back in the 2nd inning tonight. Hard cut. Down in the count, 0-2.
Man, just going right at him with the fastball and 0-2 count. Right down the middle. I know you got some velocity on that, but Jorian Wilson's not the guy. I guess no one's on, so a solo bomb won't kill you. But expand the zone here if you're Tyler Baird a little bit. Believes in the heater.
Bear Harrison's next, who has 2 home runs tonight for the Aggies. Missed outside, 1-2.
Tell you one thing, Jorian Wilson is a couple more games away from never coming out of this lineup again, ever. I think that's what has to happen if you're a freshman. You come in and you get your chance. And I mean, look at him fight here. He's gone deep. He's taken a backside single at 115 miles an hour. He's fighting with 2 strikes. 17-year-old freshman. You get your chance. You have the opportunity to control your own destiny. And he's obviously a freak athletic-wise, but you go put together some good games here. I don't know how you take this guy out of the lineup. And I mean, that's the approach right there. Hitting 101 is when you're down 2 strikes, you foul off, you try and stay alive with the fastball inside. You can't do damage with it. So you just foul it off. That's what he's doing. You see it deep, you hit it the other way, and you handle the off speed. And look at him take it. I mean, he's not on his front foot. He's not going to get it. He's not antsy. He's not jumping at it. It's a very, very mature approach.
Skied
Oh
in
my
the
goodness.
left.
Oh my. Wow.
The wind trying to push that up against the wall on the track. Catch is made by Braden Holcomb.
Can't believe that even got close. Then I thought, well, this guy hits the ball higher than anyone. So if you're going to do it, you're going to have a chance as long as it's in the air. Got all the way to the track. But that's a good at bat there by Wilson. And a good out there by Baird.
That will end the inning. Baird comes in and gets through the Aggies. 3 up, 3 down to the 9th. 11-8, Vanderbilt. We go to the 9th. Vanderbilt has somewhat silenced the Aggies in the late innings. entered the late frames with a 1-run game, but Vandy a 2-spot in the top of the 8th. Little distance between them and the Aggies. A&M goes to the bullpen once more, and this is Grant Cunningham, Washington transfer. Down 3. Don't want to keep using fresh corn. Aggies very well may need him.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't really think about that.
Later in the series.
Yeah, I mean, you take your chance, get Cunningham some more reps. He hadn't been on the mound a ton so far this year. It is his 8th appearance, but only 16 innings. And for a bullpen that they're really still trying to find their way, getting Cunningham to come out and hang a 0 or at least have the opportunity is going to be good for him. And like you said, fresh corn going to be good to go tomorrow and potentially Sunday, because that's rubber arm kind of a guy that can always come back the next day as long as his innings weren't, his pitch count wasn't too high.
Well, Cunningham's got the unenviable task of facing Colin Barsi as his first man.
Got any tips for him?
Have at it, son. Do your best.
Yeah.
Pat on the back. Do your best. We go to the 9th here. A lot of games getting late on this Thursday, and 2 of them have gone final. South Carolina beats Texas 9-1 in Columbia tonight.
I got an idea about how that locker room meeting's going right about now.
You've been in that locker room.
Oh, four.
Barzy, center field. Sorrell against the wall will make the grab.
God. Wow. You know what's funny is the first ball that Barcy went yard on took Sorrell to the wall just like that. And an extra 3 feet was Barcy's first home run, got over the wall, and Sorrell got knocked down. This time, I think Sorrell catches that ball literally on the wall. Good feel for where he was. That's a tough play. And I personally would have been pretty enthralled to see a 4-home-run game. Even though 101 off the bat, we just saw that has no business going out to dead center. So, you know, I don't know if this is a true 10-home-run game, but for an entertainment value, I like it.
Brody Johnston hit that well to left. Extra bases coming. It's a double. The other final on this Thursday night in the SEC comes from the Plains. Auburn beats Arkansas 10-2, and the Razorbacks slide continues. Arkansas now 4-6 in the league.
Man, I don't know when the last time a Dave Van Horn team has started off like that. I'm sure it's happened at least once or twice, but I don't know any Arkansas team other than a top 10 Arkansas team.
$16 hits banged out by Vanderbilt tonight. Doubled up A&M in the hit column, 16-8. Now here's one of those situational stats you can give out. For A&M, the long ball has been kind. Aggies are 5-4 in the SEC. They're 5-0 when they hit a home run. They're 0-4 when they don't hit a homer. Now they've launched all these home runs tonight, but they trail here in the 9th.
Man, that's just hung.
And that will add insurance. That was Max Jensen, a pinch hitter. Drives home a run.
You love to see that. Come off a bench, get yourself a knock. Dugout's going crazy for you. Get a look here at Jensen. I mean, watch, it just pops out of the hand of Cunningham. It's so, what that is for a hitter is that's so easy to identify because it immediately shoots up out of the hand. So when that happens and it doesn't what you call tunnel, which means it kind of goes like a tunnel and all the other pitches look the same until the last second, that's what's challenging on a hitter. So that one, even from here, we're above home plate. You could see that ball pop out of his hand, and then you say that, you know, that pitch was hung, and hitters are able to get a better swing off of it.
So Vanderbilt, with what they've done tonight at the plate, in their 31st game of the year, they have already surpassed their home run total for all of last year.
New offensive approach, huh? That's what you were saying?
Yeah, new hitting coach, Jason Esposito, who was a Vandy player from 2009 to 2011.
And I said it before, it's not always about having a home run approach. It's just having the right approach to not miss your pitch, whether you miss it for a line drive, ground ball, or home run. It's just being on time. So there can be a way you teach hitting in a way that sets hitters up to be on time more, or to be prepared to hit that pitch better, which then allows for more home runs. You see right there, Cunningham issue a walk to Johnstone. 2 on, just 1 out. A ground ball away here, but the Aggies down 4, which I feel like they found themselves down 3 or 4 multiple times and continue to chew into that lead. But that may be it all for Cunningham, and Aggie bullpen continues to be on that carousel as they try and find a solution here in the late innings.
12-8 Vanderbilt, they're 3 outs away from a win. Knoxville, Lindsey Nelson Stadium tomorrow, the start of a big 3-game series. Tennessee hosts LSU. Coverage begins at 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Central. It's on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. As you might expect, much of the SEC has taken up residence in the D1 baseball top 25. Texas a loss tonight at South Carolina. And then there's that big series this weekend in Starkville. Number 4 Mississippi State hosting number 5 Georgia. They're in the 7th inning at Dudy Noble Field, and 5th-ranked Georgia leads Mississippi State 10-7. That is a big one. 2 top 5 Bulldogs going head-to-head in the SEC this weekend. Cooper Powell, the new Aggie pitcher, the left-hander. Faces Logan Johnstone. 2 Commodores aboard with just the 1 out. If you're looking ahead to the A&M bottom of the 9th, they'll go 9-1-2. Boston Kellner, then Grahovac, then Sorrell, and they're going to need a whole lot more to the plate. Check swing, and that may land in center field. It will. Bad break there for Cooper Powell. Fortunate hit for Logan Johnstone. His first hit of the night.
Get a look here. Oh man, that's like a true check swing. That bat was parallel with the plate. You don't see that very often.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Rustin Rigdon goes back to the right side of the plate. Nice pick at home plate by Bear Harrison to get the out.
Yeah, bailing Partita out right there. Tough play for Nico at third. Got to jump, field it, set his feet, get a grip, make a throw. He still had more time because it's a force. They're going to review that to see if Harrison, when he picked it.
Vanderbilt is challenging the out call at the plate.
So I guess they're just going to see if his
Birmingham,
foot stayed on
College
there.
Station. You got me, Birmingham, College Station. Vanderbilt is challenging the out call at the plate. The out call at the plate.
$18 hits tonight for Vanderbilt. That's a season high allowed by A&M this year. Previous high was 15 by Georgia a couple of weeks ago.
The call of out is confirmed. That is Vanderbilt's first challenge. They have one remaining.
So there's your call.
Good look there, Harrison. Yeah, looks fine to me. It's different keeping your foot on home plate, though, because home plate's the only base that isn't, 2 inches up from the ground where you can really feel if you're on it or not.
Riker Waite with a big cut. Powell trying to get it to the bottom of the ninth. Riker Waite now steps away from home plate. Tim Corbin, his head coach, who also coaches third base. And the training staff will come out. Hard cut. I don't know if something felt uncomfortable after that swing. Wade hit a ball deep to center field back in the second inning, but to no avail. He's 0 for 4 tonight. He was intentionally walked his last time up. A look at that hard cut. I mean, boy, he was swinging for the fences. And yep, immediately uncomfortable after that rip.
Gonna stay in there, though. Get himself a couple RBI opportunity. Yags just begging to get to the dugout here. See if they can pull off some magic. Man, he was almost really on time to that. Actually, a little early. Tell you one thing, he's not going to be late on this fastball, Riker Waite. But on that note, Powell ran him back, reaching up to 94. I thought that fastball was living 90, 91, so he's got a little juice in the tank.
Plate umpire Jeff Head needs some new baseballs before we proceed. Now ready to go again. Powell a 2-2 to Waite. And we will do another 2-2. One more SEC final on this Thursday night. Ole Miss in Gainesville beats Florida 6-4. Full count, so all the runners will break with this pitch.
I mean, here's the deal. Your 4-run game, bases loaded. If I'm Riker Wade, you know it's fastball. You know a fastball's coming. If you get tricked, you get tricked. But you can't be late here. Time out the fastball. Oh! And he went with the off-speed in the 3-2 count, and it cost Powell, who walks a run in, going with some trickery there. I think it's got to be mano-a-mano in that situation. You say fastball's coming, put the old number 1 down like Charlie Sheen in Major League, and you just throw a fastball over the plate.
You going with a little Lou Brown? To get the curveball, Ricky? Throw in the heater?
I mean, that's what you got to do in that situation. And it's a sneaky velocity. Powell's throwing 93, 94. Just bottom of the lineup, groove one over Broadway, and trust your defense.
Reynolds got to hit his last time up. A 1-run game after 7. But 2 by Vanderbilt in the 8th, 2 more here in the 9th have made the hill for the Aggies to climb pretty considerable in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, just feels like Vanderbilt's relentless offensive approach has just worn down the Aggie pitching staff. Game's moving slower. Powell's not throwing strikes, issuing walks. The defense gets lulled to sleep. It's a totally different game when stuff like this is going on. Free passes get issued, one big swing does more damage, and it just snowballs on you. So the Aggie offense did all it could. Game's not over yet, but it does seem to be getting away from Texas A&M as Vanderbilt continues to just apply pressure and tag on insurance runs.
Each time A&M fought back, Vanderbilt had an answer to extend the lead again. Commodores jumped out to a 6-2 advantage tonight. A&M got it back within 6-5 in the middle of the game. Commodores extend the lead again to 9-5. A&M gets it back to within 9-8. That was the score we took into the late innings. But now, 14-8 Vandy, going to the bottom of the 9th inning at Bluebell Park. Five late runs for the Commodores, and they are poised to get a road win to start this series in College Station. Vanderbilt hadn't had a lot of success here at Bluebell Park. They were swept the last time they came here in 2024. But they are 3 outs away from getting on the right side of things. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Bottom 9, 1 and 2, excuse me, will come to the plate for A&M. Kellner, Grahovac, and Sorrell. And as I alluded to earlier, the Aggies going to need a whole lot more than that.
I think I'd feel a whole lot better if I'm the Aggies if I can get Hakopian, Partita, and Dewar to the plate and get them some good swings. At least one of them. Dewar's got a hit, but Partita, well, Partita actually has hit a line drive, but Partita and Hakopian are over.
Here's what we got to settle first, though, Boomer. Boston Kellner has not been on base.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
28 games in a row. All 28 games he's been on base. The streak is in jeopardy.
You would certainly be the one to blame since you brought it up.
Well, you bring it up when it's 16 and 18 and 20 and 22.
Yeah, so you're always, you always have a culprit.
It's always possible. You bring it up every game. He's got a chance. You got a full count pitch coming up.
You think he knows it? Oh, he's got to know it.
I think you got to know it.
He knows it.
I think you have to. Streaks are a part of baseball. I think guys are aware of the ones that they're on. He goes to right. And it's run down. And that may end his streak of reaching base in every game of his true freshman season. It may end at 28 in a row.
Went down with a good swing, though. Went down with a good swing.
Grahovac's 1 for 4. He singled back in the 5th.
Did he take one to the wall his second at bat? He hit one well. All I have is F9.
I wouldn't say it was to the wall.
No.
He's had one to shallow right, one to.
No, never mind. I'm thinking of something
I would
else.
say it was better struck than the other.
Got it.
F9 to shallow right.
Ouch.
Didn't get out of the box well because he turned that body around almost, and not really much of a chance to plant and get up the line. He was so off balance after that swing, and Brody Johnston throws out Grahovac 2 down. Commodores an out away.
Been very impressed with Baird. He's come out of the pen with great stuff. A lot of walks on the season, but has really not shown an inability to control his pitches. And the fastball at times has been up to 96, 97. Very talented arm here who's come in, and I would not be surprised if he can. If we see him again on a Sunday in a big situation like this.
Yeah, I think you really got to give this Vanderbilt bullpen some credit. Cyber came in. He had an inning in which he struggled in the 6th, but Cyber worked through a scoreless 7th, and now you get Baird doing what he's doing. This was a 9-8 game when that bullpen was called upon. And Cyber for 1 inning, and Baird at the moment for an inning and 2/3. They've silenced the Aggies. Helped Vanderbilt add to the advantage. They've got a pretty good cushion here now in the bottom of the 9th. Sorella 2-2. Got Sorrell swinging, and that will do it. Vanderbilt rips out 18 hits and 5 homers, 3 of them by Colin Barcy. And the Commodores take the opening game of this series 14-8 on the road in College Station.
Yeah, it was certainly an entertaining one. Both offenses put on a show for us. And up until the 8th inning, it was a 1-run game and in anyone's ball game at that point, but Vanderbilt prevailed. Their offense was relentless. The Aggie bullpen struggled, was unable to nail them down and give their offense a chance to go get it in the late innings. Vanderbilt takes game 1 of this series, and they are riding a little win streak in conference, so they're feeling good about themselves.
14 runs on 18 hits, and as we said, 5 of them leave the yard for the Commodores tonight. They beat the Aggies on their home turf. Our producer tonight was Cogan Davis, our director Buddy Kimberlin, chief engineer Johnny Kerr. Thanks to the staff at 12 Man Productions on the A&M campus for bringing us this one on the SEC Network. For Boomer White, I'm Will Johnson saying so long from College Station. Vandy wins on this Thursday.